Hey everyone, I'm Joey. Today I'm going to be teaching you the easiest and fastest way to solve a Rubik's Cube. This way of completing Rubik's Cube requires simple logic and only memorizing 3 patterns. There are over 43 quintillion ways to scramble a Rubik's Cube, which is 43 with 18 zeros following it. That means if you are able to try a different combination every single second without doubling combinations, it would take you over 1 trillion years to find every single scramble that there is to a Rubik's Cube. This makes it an incredibly fascinating and impressive toy to be able to solve. If you want to impress your friends like I wanted to, here's a video to show you the easiest and fastest way to solve a Rubik's Cube. Let's get started. The first thing to know about Rubik's Cubes is the centers do not move. That means whatever color that centerpiece is, that's what color that whole side's gonna be. Second thing to know, there are edge pieces which have 2 colors on them, and then corner pieces which have 3 colors on them. This will help you out when you're trying to find specific pieces. Another good thing to know are the opposite colors. So red and orange are opposite each other, green and blue are opposite each other, and white and yellow are opposite each other. Take a look at your cube and just familiarize yourself with the opposites. Remember, if your cube's scrambled right now and you don't know how to solve it, look at the center pieces. The first thing we're going to do is build a cross on the white side. We're going to do this by focusing only on the edge pieces that have 2 colors and not on any of the white corner pieces which have 3 colors.
To start off, we're going to pick a side. I'm going to pick the white side and have that facing up. We are going to look for edge pieces to make a white cross here on the top. To get a white edge piece onto the white side, it will require a maximum of 2 moves. For example, this green and white piece can be moved up in 1 move, just like that. This orange and white piece, because it's upside down, will take 2 moves, and that would look like moving it down to here and then moving it up. So every edge piece for the cross can be done in a maximum of 2 moves. When we put our pieces into the cross, we want to make sure that they are lined up over the correct middle piece. For example, if I were to move this white piece up, that's great because it's lined up with this white, but it is not lined up with the correct middle piece. I would need to line this green up over this green middle piece. You want to make sure that you build your cross with this color right here over the correct center. So that looks like this. Looking at every piece of the cross and lining it up with the correct center for these sides. So knowing that, let's get started on this cross. Here's an easy one that I'm just going to move straight up to here. Now I see this blue and white one that I know goes directly across from this green one. So if I move it up here, that's going to be upside down, so we don't want to do that. If I move it here, that's not in the correct spot because it belongs over here. So a way we can get around this is moving the top so that this green piece comes over to this side, and then when we move this blue and white piece up, it will be directly across from this green. If you start getting confused with your cross, make sure to line up the second color on your edge piece over the correct center. Alright, so we have a white piece here on the bottom, which is actually pretty good because all we need to do is just flip it directly up and it will be on the white side. But we also don't want to knock out this piece. So we need to know first, where would the orange and white piece go? And that piece would go right here where orange and white are. So we're essentially trying to replace this edge piece with this edge piece. So all we need to do is move the white over so that when we move this, remember this one's white and orange on the bottom, so when we move this up, it doesn't knock any out of place, and this is in the place that it needs to be. So when we match this back up with its correct side, each of them are lined up with the correct side. So we have one more to do right here, and this is a good one to end on because this one is going to take us 2 moves in order to get this to the top. Because if we try to flip it up like that, it's going to be upside down. So we are only going to flip it halfway instead of all the way up so that we can use this other side to move it up. But again, we don't want to move this piece out. We want to replace this piece. So we're going to move the top over so that when we move this piece up, we have built our cross, and now we line them up with all the correct centers. And there we go, we have our cross. So once you have the white cross lined up on the bottom to the correct center pieces on the sides, just keep the white on the bottom and we're going to focus on the rest of the cube. The yellow is going to become the new top of the cube. So there's two situations that you're going to want to set yourself up for. Both of them involve having a corner piece with a white on it on the top layer, which is this yellow layer, and the edge piece that corresponds to these colors that are non-white. We do indeed have both of these on the top layer, but if you're looking for two pieces and one of them or both of them are not on the top layer, a pretty easy way to get them from here or here is to just move a side up, move the top over twice, and move it back down. Once I have a corner piece with white not on the top and a corresponding edge piece on the top layer, I'm going to line my corner piece up with the corresponding non-white colors, which are blue and red. So we'll put that right here. There's blue, there's red. That's where we're going to put this corner. So this red and blue edge piece could be here, 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 or here. And we want to make sure that it is in this position if the white on this corner piece is facing to the right. If the white on this corner piece was over here, we would want to line this edge piece up over here because that's the direction that the white is facing. All we're going to do is match this corner piece up with that edge piece by turning the red side. As you can see, that matches these two up right here. We're going to move the top layer so that this white on the corner that we were just looking at matches up with this white edge piece that we're going to move back down to the bottom, and that puts our first set in. Situation number 2. If you have a corner piece and an edge piece on the top layer and the top of those are both the same color, not opposite colors, you're going to want to make sure this edge piece is not touching this white right here. So this edge piece can be here, here, or here, but do not let it touch this white piece right here. The reason for that is we are going to end up moving this orange side because that's the side that this white is on. So I'm going to move this orange side down, and you can see if my edge piece was right here, it would also be going down to the bottom here, and we don't want that. So to set this up, make sure your edge piece is either here, here, or here, and it works pretty flawlessly. So all you need to do is move the side that this white piece is touching, which is the orange side, move it down to the bottom. Then you're going to move this edge piece over so that it matches up with its correct side. Green and green. Perfect. Now we're going to move this corner piece that's now on the bottom, we're going to move it back up to match and make a pair with these green and orange. Now we're going to match up this pair over its opposite color, green on the orange side. Then we're going to move the green up so that we see this white edge piece on the bottom. We're going to move the top again to slide this pair in, and then move this white back down to the bottom, and you have put in your second pair. I'm going to run through getting these other two pairs really quick as well. In case you want the extra practice, feel free to skip this if you already have the hang of it. So here I have a white corner piece with orange and blue on it, and I also have the edge piece down here. I think it's pretty easy when I set myself up to have opposite colors on top, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to move this corner piece out of the way, and it has orange on top, and I'm going to move this blue side to bring this edge piece up so that this edge piece and corner have opposite colors on top. I do need to get these white back down to the bottom, so I'm going to move the top layer so that when I move these back down, I'm not messing up my corner piece or my edge piece. So first and foremost, if you have opposite colors on top, you're going to need to make sure your edge piece is in the correct position, which is going to be in the back on either the left side or the right side. You're going to want to put it on the side that this white is on. So I need to move this over to here. An easy way to do that is just to move this corner down and move this over to here. But if I do that, I'm going to mess up this pair that I've already made in the back here. So in order to avoid that, I'm going to put this corner over a side where the back of that side is not solved. So when I bring that down, I can move this edge piece freely, knowing that I didn't screw anything up. Then I'm going to move this corner back up to the top. Now I have these two in ready position. All I need to do is put this corner piece over the correct corner, which is the orange and blue side. All right, orange side, blue side, set it up right there. Now all I need to do is match this corner piece up with this edge piece, move the top face so that you move the white corner piece that you've been working on to match the white over here, and move this white strip back down to the bottom. As you start solving these corners, you do have limited access to which corners you can mess up. In this case, I need to get this white corner piece so that white is not on top. And I am going to arrange it so that it is over a corner of the cube that has not been solved yet. Next, I'm going to move this corner piece with either the green side or the red side, but I want to make sure that this corner piece doesn't end up directly next to my edge piece. So this is my edge piece right here. If I move this red side, I'm going to end up directly next to it, and I don't want that. So I'm going to move the green side and then move the top layer again so that when I move these whites back down, I don't mess up anything on the top. My corner piece and edge piece are right here. Now I'm going to use the method that is used when you have two of the same colors on top. So first, match your corner piece up with the correct corner. Red side, green side, that's where we need to be. But wait, if I move this corner down, I'm going to be jeopardizing this back piece right here. Instead of putting it over this corner, I'm going to put it over a corner where if I move the side where the white's touching, I am not going to be messing up an already completed pair. Now that this corner is on the bottom, I'm going to move this edge piece around so that when I move this corner piece back up, they line up. So now that I have this pair made of green and red, I'm going to match up this red on the side here with green, not red. So that's going to be opposite right here. I'm going to use the red side to move these whites up. When I move the top layer over, it slides this pair in and I have my whites matched up. Then I can move this white back down, and that has completed the first two layers of your Rubik's Cube.
So don't forget, if you like pineapples like these ones that are growing right here, yep, these bad boys are going to be ready pretty soon. Give this video a like.
Next step, you're either going to see a yellow dot here, a yellow L, a yellow line, or a yellow cross. Eventually we're trying to get to the cross, but you need to have the dot in order to get the L. You need the L in order to get the line, and you need the line in order to get the cross. So here is the first algorithm you're going to learn. So that's your front face, that's your right face, that's up. F, R, U, R, U, F. F, R, U, R, U, F. So the first three are all clockwise, the second three are all counterclockwise. So F clockwise, R clockwise, U clockwise, R counterclockwise, U counterclockwise, and F counterclockwise. Don't worry about the corners yet. We're just working again like we worked on this white side. We're only working on the edges first. So now that you have this, you're going to use that same pattern to get all the way to the cross. So in order to do that, you're going to need to turn the top so that you have the L facing to your left and away from you. So now you're going to do that same pattern again. F, R, U, R, U, F. F clockwise, R clockwise, U clockwise, R counterclockwise, U counterclockwise, F counterclockwise. So now you have the line. Sweet. All right, so now that we have the line, we just need to do it one more time. We'll do F, R, U, R, U, F. First three, again, are clockwise. The second three are counterclockwise. So front clockwise, right clockwise, up clockwise, right counterclockwise, U counterclockwise, and F counterclockwise. So now we have our cross here. Excellent. If you're lucky, you have a fish. If you can see this, this kind of looks like a fish with the tail, and that's the nose, that's the dorsal fin. So kind of looks like a fish. So if you have a fish, that can complete your orientation of the last layer. That's important. I'm going to teach you ways to get from a cross to the fish so that you can easily get to this step, and then you're only going to need to learn two patterns to finish this thing off. So if you have a cross right here and no yellows on top on these corner pieces, you are going to do the same algorithm to get to the fish. For this step, make sure that you have no yellow pieces on this top layer facing you. So I would have this side facing me. So that looks like moving the left side up so that you have this white piece, move this white piece to the right, move this side back down, move this piece back to the corner here, move this left side back up, and then match this white piece back up with the white by moving the top and moving it back down. There you have your fish. If you have the cross and two yellow pieces on top that are adjacent to each other, not diagonal but adjacent, there will be two different situations. One where there's headlights, where these two yellow pieces are right here, and another one where these two pieces are right here, and I will show you the difference for each one. So if you're right here, you can do that same algorithm and get to the fish. But make sure these headlights are facing towards you. So left side up, move this white piece over, left side down, move this white piece over again, left side up, move the white piece to match back up here, and move it down. There you have your fish. There's also this situation. I call it the hammerhead just because these pieces are not headlights, but they are on the outside, kind of like a hammerhead shark head. You can use this left side to face towards you. All you have to do is the same pattern and it will get you to the fish. So left side up, move the white over, left side down, move the white over, left side up, move it over twice to match the whites back up, and then move the left side back down, and you're at your fish again. There's also this situation where you have the yellow cross and then two yellows on the corners on top that are diagonal across from each other. I call this like the Black Widow shape. Kind of looks like an hourglass. The way to get to the fish from here, just do the same algorithm and make sure that you're doing it when the left side goes up with a yellow piece in this top corner right here. So do the same thing, left side up, move it over, left side down. Move it over, left side up, move it over twice to match these whites back up, move them down, and you're back to the fish. If I'm looking at the fish with this corner in the middle, I'm either gonna have a yellow right here or a yellow right here. Because this is on the right side, I'm gonna come over here and do the same pattern but the opposite way. So I'm gonna move the right side up, move it to the left, right side down, move that white piece over again, right side up, move it over twice, match the whites back up, and move it back down. And that is the orientation of the last layer. There's two more patterns to learn. Now that you've oriented the last layer, which is called OLL, you are going to permeate the last layer, which is getting each of these in the correct spots, and that's called PLL. The first step in doing that is looking along this top edge and finding a pair of headlights.
If you don't have a pair of headlights at this point, don't worry about it. Just do this following algorithm on any side and a pair of headlights will show up for you.
So once you've found a pair of headlights and you have the headlights facing away from you, you're going to move both of these two layers at once, move the top over, move the right side down. With this ring finger, you're going to move the bottom now 2 times. Move the right side back up, move the top with your left finger, move the right side back down. You move the bottom twice and flip this right side 180 degrees. So ideally, I'm looking for a side that has already been completed, but I don't have any right here. I'm just going to do this pattern once and that completed side will show up for me. So first you're going to pick a side and move that side 180 degrees. Then you're going to move the top left or right depending on if this middle matches. So I would not do that because this middle doesn't match. I would move it the other way because the middle matches. Next, I am going to move left and right side down. So usually I just do it right, left. Then you flip this front face again. Move the left and right side back up, Now you're going to have a white strip either here or here, and you need to line that strip up in the front. So I'm going to move this that way. And then that white belongs on the bottom, so I'm just going to move it down. So there you go. That is a pretty simple pattern to get to where we need to be, and this pattern also solves the cube. So once you have a completed last layer right here, put it in the back away from you and do that same pattern again. So flip it 180 degrees, choose to go left or right with the top depending on if it matches up. You're going to bring the left side and right side down, flip the front 180 degrees, bring the right side and left side back up again, line that white strip up in the front, and then move that white piece down, and you have solved the Rubik's Cube for your very first time. Congratulations!
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was helpful. Like this video if you got anything positive from it. Leave a comment below and subscribe to my channel for a chance to win a free Rubik's Cube that I send to people every single month. I hope to see some of your progress, and let me know if I can help. Thanks again for watching, and remember, have fun. That's the most important thing. Enjoy the cube!